Okay, hello everyone. This is Minna no tengoku extras. And for some reason, it just gave me a medal out of nowhere. I think it just loaded its save, and the last thing that I ever did was get a medal on Remix 10, and that's where I am now. And the perfect attempt, which I'm not gonna do until a really long time. What I'm gonna be focusing on today, if the lag will let me, that is. No, come on, seriously. Is this stuff. These things that make those noises. So actually, I think I'm gonna start with a cafe first because it's quite simple. It's quite easy to get around. So let's go in there and quickly talk about what you can do in the cafe. As you may have heard if you may have watched part 10, I went to the cafe briefly just because I wanted to listen to the music. This being one of those tracks that I like a lot. First option is to talk to the barista, which is all going to be in Japanese, and it makes these noises. And he says that he's nothing to talk about because it's only one line of text. Next option is to listen to music. If you go in here, there's going to be a screen with, you can scroll left to right, and that is an edge sound. I'm not actually sure why there's an edge there. If you go down far enough, there is a back button and a shuffle button to the right of that. You can listen to some of the tracks, although many of them are not able to be listened to because they're locked. So if I click on this, that's the title screen music. That's locked. So yeah, most of them are locked, unfortunately. Whenever you get more perfect attempts, more music tracks get added. Now this is basically the same with the next option, except there's music of its own here, and you get to read things. Unfortunately, since this is text and it's in Japanese, I can't really do much about it. But same thing here, you can click on them. If you click on it, you can then scroll by page by pressing A, and then if you keep pressing A, it'll go back with the do. Same thing here, except there is no such thing as a shuffle button. So if you go far enough down, it's just gonna let you go back like that. So the listening to the music and reading stuff is mostly what you use the cafe for. Now this is the last option, the fourth one, which will put you back into the rhythm test. So yeah, if you want to redo the rhythm test, you can. You can also pause and quit, which is what I'm going to do. So this is useful if you want to recalibrate your rhythm. Maybe if you're disappointed on how badly you did the first time, or if you don't understand what's going on with your controls or something like that, you can do it here.
The battery has charged to 70%.
So the cafe is mostly done with. The barista may tell you about certain things if you talk to him at the right times, and as I said, if you're having problems with a particular game, you can also ask him to skip that game if you keep getting try agains and you can't get past it. But I never did that. So let's move on, because the cafe is quite unimportant. It's definitely not as important, or it's not as fun as the rhythm toys. Why is it lagging? No, seriously. The rhythm toys are just little mini things that you can have fun with. I don't know why it's lagging though. And you can go up and down really quickly in here, if you hold it down. There's 4 of them in here, and for some reason there's only 3 displayed, and the 4th item is a scrolling thing. That's what that noise is. Okay, so let's go through these one by one. First one, maybe a little bit of a problem because lag. It's called Toy Car, and you have to basically charge this car up by holding A and let go at the perfect right time. If you let go at the exact right time, it'll change tempo on you. And if you don't, well, let's try it. I think that was early, and it's lagging too. But right now I'm doing nothing. This is just the game doing its own thing. Yeah, I was really close, but no, didn't make it. Let's try again. So you have to go 1, 2, 3, and then let go of A. There we go. You also have to press A one more time after this because it's like a dialogue that you have to skip. It just doesn't make any noise. Now let's see what it's like with different tempo. Not that big of a difference. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna keep doing it until I get a slower than normal tempo. That cowbell is what you're actually supposed to aim for, but you're not supposed to hear it, or at least not that much. Okay, good. Let's see, do I get a slower one now? No, it gets faster. But it's all random, so after a while it probably will get slower. Come on, I want a slower one. Nope. It's very precise, it's very hard to get this right, so very often you're gonna hear... Oh, I thought it was gonna go... Are? Come on. Nope, that was early. Are? Yeah. I can't seem to get it go slower. Now if you just press A as quickly as you possibly can, this happens. Oh, come on. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And if you let it go for way longer than it's supposed to, this happens. The cowbell plays for an eternity, and then you let go and... Okay, nothing out of the ordinary there. Let's see, what happens if I do that? No. So it's literally either that or the normal, like what you just heard like a minute ago when I started playing this. So that's the way this works. Toy Car is pretty cool. Not amazing, but it is cool. Second game I can't really do because it uses the sensor bar. This is the only game that uses the sensor bar, and I'd be really interested to see how exactly this works, but it's also probably got different setups in Japanese and English, and I'm not sure how it works. It's the same as what the phone used to be. If you remember the phone from Rhythm Heaven DS, it's basically the same, except it's got a little bit of text in here. It's using the square wave generator to make those noises. Now you're supposed to use your sensor bar here. Yeah, like that. If I press A, I clicked on the send button. That was not supposed to happen. Because you have to input the number and then click send. It's like a text message kind of thing. But I don't know the layout of the keypad, so I don't know where the numbers are. And I don't even know where I'm moving my mouse, which is the hardest part of it all. And believe me, I tried setting these up for the keyboard. It didn't work. So that's basically the way the phone works. I can't show you any of the Easter eggs, but if you input certain codes, you can get a lot of cool things. There's a few videos on YouTube that showcase how exactly that works. Okay. Next is hi-hat. Now this is fun. This is actually pretty fun, if I can get it right. Hi-hat is a game where you have to hold A and B and let go at the exact right time. 1, 2, 3, let go. Press A and B again. If you keep it up, which I just didn't do, it just went click. But if you're supposed to keep it up, oh, come on. I'm going to try to keep it up for a little bit longer, see if I can show you what happens. There we go. Almost there. No. Come on. I have to get it back. There we go. You may be seeing a pattern here. No! There's 2 more layers, and I keep missing them. Come on. No! Frig! So, if you couldn't have guessed, this is Bluebirds. If you've played Rhythm Heaven DS, you probably know what this music is. And I just can't get to the final part of it, but if you manage to get all the music tracks unlocked, there actually is a music track option. So yeah, the tracks just go on, they just continue building up as you go, and if you do it right, you can finally get a full track. Now this next one is basically the same thing. If you press down, no, if you press right, this happens. You have to hold A, B, and then, yeah, like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you do it for long enough, we get a snare drum. Oh, what? And we got a bass line. This may be very familiar to some people, except it's a little different. Almost there. Here we go. Melody, here we go. No! I was almost there. Come on. Almost there. Here we go. Why do I keep missing it? Okay, so this is Rhythm Tweezers from Rhythm Tengoku, the original GBA game. In a little bit of a, I don't know what remix this is. Oh, if you go it for long enough, it does that. That is cool. There we go. I'm getting behind this. So yeah, rhythm tweezers. One of my favorite music tracks in the game.
Charged to 80%.
In the original Rhythm Tengoku, that is. I don't really like this remix because of the instrumentation, but it's there. Okay, last one. This one is the Rhythm Heaven Fever one, because we've had Rhythm Heaven, Rhythm Tengoku, Rhythm Heaven DS. Now we have Rhythm Heaven Fever. It's kind of hard to explain how to do this. Maybe very hard. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on. Let's get a snare drum. What? Really? As you can tell, this one is much harder. Frick. Are you kidding me? I want to get to a reasonable level at least. What? Every time I get to the snare drum, I lose it. There we go. Bass line. And guitar. And brass section. Got carried away. Come on. Here we go. No! So this is the title screen in like a jazz remix. Keep losing tracks. It's very hard to get right. Come on. Do it. Here we go. So yeah, there's that. That's what hi-hat does. It's actually pretty cool. It's one of the more enjoyable rhythm toys. Unfortunately, there's only one more, and this one is a two-player one. It's called Rhythm Fighter, I think, and it's basically just. It's very fun if you're actually playing it with two players, but if you're playing it on your own, it's not that fun. Let me show you how this works. This one I think has a tutorial, so I'm just going to press minus. And this happens. Really cool music though. Which is... oh god. Okay, so we get a metronome of what beats you can use. Now, I'm going to press A, B, B. And then player 2 does the same thing. Oh. And then player 2 goes... I just did a B and then A. So basically the other player... oh, that was a problem. Okay, that was player 2's turn. This is player 1. Didn't actually mean to do that, but okay. So after a while, it will change beats, get faster, and it'll also add new beats. This time it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I wonder how far it gets. So I'm just gonna do. The problem is I don't know who starts, so I just press random buttons. So in the second round, it's always the other player that tries to avoid. Tries to avoid the attacks, if that makes sense. Oh! That's the wrong one. After a while, it's gonna get much harder. I'm just trying to get it to fade out, and here we go. Here we go. Gets a little bit slower, going back to normal speed, but then here we go. It's yeah, now it's 8 beats. Is it player 1? 3, 2, 1. No, it's not. Player 2. Oh crap. No. This is really hard to lag. Okay. Does it get even harder? I'm just gonna try going for as long as I possibly can because I'm interested to see how long this gets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, okay. Can I do that? Yes, I can. Okay, here we go again. I didn't actually input most of those punches that was supposed to be kicks. Oh crap! Well, that was not supposed to. What? What? Okay. Come on. No. Okay, does it get even worse? No, it doesn't. I'm trying to make it easier for myself so that I can last for as long as I can. Ready? After a while, if one of them gets hit too much, they just die. Oh, even faster. Okay. No. This is very hard. This is gonna die, isn't it? what did I do? Oh! Crap. Just trying to let go for as long as it possibly can. What? I did that! Does it even go? Oh, does it even go even more? Oh, it's even faster. You can hear the drums, higher pitch. Okay, so it's probably just this. So I'm just gonna let one of them die. Yeah. There we go. And player 2 wins. So yeah, that was Rhythm Fighter. The sequences are very much like an endless game, in that they start off with a set pattern of different things that you can do, and then they just speed up and gradually. It's not random in this case, but in the case of endless games, it's mostly random. Speaking of endless games, let's actually get into those. Next row up is the endless games. Now the concept of these, of course, is the fact that they are endless, so you can get a high score on them. Unfortunately, with a lag, it may probably end badly. This one, the first one, is a visual one, unfortunately. Sounds like it's made with an FM synth, of all things. Sounds very much like that, actually. And there's a reason for that, because the older Rhythm Heaven DS and Rhythm tengoku actually used the PSG for all of the channels in the endless game music. In this case, it has to be a digital file, so they can't use a sequence. Well, they could have, but they didn't. So now they opted for something like an FM synth instead. Anyway, this first one is a visual one, and I can't exactly show you how it works because it requires you to see the screen. But the tutorial may be enough to show you how it works. You're supposed to. It's called Wake Up Caller, and you have to. You play as an alarm clock, and you have to keep the time. So the person asks you to wake him up at a certain time, and you have to wait for a certain amount of beats. If that makes sense.
3, 2, 1, hi, it's me.
He asked for, I think, 8. I hope that was the right number. And that's basically the way it works. If I skip the tutorial, I'm guaranteed that the first one is going to be 8 o'clock. This is the way it works.
3, 2, 1, hoi, it's me.
And then you have to listen to this every single time. This drum roll, and then... yeah, and then this. And the cycle repeats with a different time, which I don't know what it is. So I'm just gonna guess 6, and then die, probably.
3, 2, 1,
hi.
It's me.
Even a second. And yeah, as I thought, press the wrong time and you're automatically out. I'm not sure if it sounds different in English, but that endless game losing jingle is still the same as it was in Rhythm tengoku and in Rhythm Heaven DS, which is quite interesting. Okay, so that's kind of hard for me to play. This next one is not. This one is fun. Although the lag is probably going to kill me. But if you've listened to the Playing Rhythm Heaven Fever with the latest version of Dolphin video, you've heard me play this. This is Munchie Monk, and you do not want to confuse this with the Munchie Monk in Rhythm Heaven DS because it's a completely different game. This being an endless game, it has different mechanics. The tutorial music here is used is the one from the earlier versions from Rhythm Heaven Rhythm Heaven DS, and Tengoku, which is quite interesting how they kept it. Okay. It's a little bit weird, but okay. Hey, yeah. In English it says 1 egg, and you have to do that. Press A. I wonder what it's like in Japanese when it says handful of peas. Because that's what it is in English. You have to hold A and B for a certain amount of time. Sounds like she's saying French. I don't know what that is. You just hold A and B. I'm debating if this is more annoying than the English version. Maybe, once it gets higher pitch. Wait, the music gets higher pitch, the cues don't. So basically you're just feeding this guy with a bunch of eggs and peas, and the patterns get complicated as you go. You're on this endless train ride, basically. This game actually has lives. So you start with 3, you can get more if you mess up, but the lives are very, very intermittent. You get them like very lucky times, once every few rounds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And again. This first round is always the same. It doesn't change patterns at all, ever. Oh, right, see? I just pressed something wrong and I automatically lost a life. That's very bad. I'm gonna try not to do that again. Okay, so you can see that the patterns are a little bit different now. Not by much, but by a little bit. After a while,
the battery has charged to 90%.
I'm going to get my first extra life, and there's going to be something else happening in the next few rounds that you have to get used to. You'll see, if I get far enough. Here we go. That was an extra life. And that was a set point. It's always the same point that you get it. It's kind of like Samurai Slice in Rhythm Heaven DS Endless Game. It's kind of like that. Except it's much easier because it's not visual. See, there's more weird patterns coming up. But this part is always the same. This part is always the same. Everything else can change. After a while, the music can't speed up anymore, and it just stays at the speed that it's always at. Oh, messed that up. That's bad. I want to get to a certain point where something happens I want to show you, but I have to concentrate for that. At this point, it's going to start being a little bit random. If you play the same game again, you may get different patterns. There we go! That was what I was going to talk about. The handful of peas, the A and B cue, can get longer, and you have to hold it for a really long time. So, yeah, you have to pay attention to that as well. If you hear that cymbal noise, you have to hold it for extra long. And extra life, so we're back to 3. Here we go again. This is where it gets extremely hard for me to concentrate and sing at the same time, so I'm probably going to stop. And Oh, okay, it does change. Just takes a while to change. Okay, why is it so easy? It's because it's random. Whoa. We're getting to the point where it can barely speed up anymore. There's a few more levels where it speeds up, but after a while it's just gonna stop. Yeah, see, there's no ABs anymore. Oh crap! I immediately lost that. That caught me off guard. If you're playing with visuals, you can also see a bunch of returning characters from Rhythm Heaven series games before. Like, just random... Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Just random characters through the windows of the train, basically. Which is meant to distract you a little bit. Also, with the endless games, if you play for long enough, there's going to be text on the screen that spells out one of those Easter eggs that you can type into the phone. So that's the way you get those, is by playing the endless games for long enough. Basically. Okay. Let's see if I can last for as long as I can. Oh no. Probably not. Probably gonna die now. No! Crap, one more life. Whoa, that always catches me off. What? Come on! That's always hard. Come on! So it's... Oh, no. I was very close to getting another extra life there, but I didn't make it. There we go. Yeah. So that is Munchie Monk. It's pretty cool. I like it a lot. Didn't get to the point where it would stop changing pitch, but that's fine. Now this next one is arguably a little bit easier, but a little bit more boring, but it does get hard after a while. It's actually using a sequence for once, which is quite interesting. Not an audio file, it's actually using a sequence that sounds like it's using the same instruments as most of the tutorial tracks.
1, 2, 3, 4.
It's called Lady Cupid, and you have to... It's kind of hard to explain. You just have to hope that your arrows hit the exact center, so you have to follow the beat and just press A at every offbeat, basically. And it just gets faster, and after a while it resets the speed and makes it so that you have to hit more arrows into the target before it explodes. You start with a certain amount of arrows, and if you lose all your arrows trying to hit the target and you didn't explode it enough, you didn't hit it enough times, then you die. That's basically the way it works.
1, 2, 3, 4.
You can waste your time listening to this music for as long as you want. It's just... So if you just stay here...
1, 2, 3, 4.
do this for as long as you want. In fact, I'm going to listen to the second part of the music because I like that more. Yeah, I haven't listened to that in a really long time. Okay, let's keep going. These ones take 4 hits. Most of them do. It just speeds up after a while. Now, there's 2 versions of the music, and one of the versions is used when it's getting really fast. I'll show you that when we get there. When it gets fast enough, it changes the music to be a little bit easier to understand, less notes.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Not yet. It's gonna happen after a while. You also get more of those coin noises
1, 2, 3,
at a
4.
higher level. I'm not sure what tempo it is that it's supposed to do that, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna happen after a while.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, if you listen closely, there's less notes, there's less trills. So yeah, that's the second version of the music that's used when it's really fast. It does get even faster, a few more levels of really fast. But this is why it's using a sequence, is because you can change tempos, it doesn't need to change pitch.
1, 2, 3, 4.
After a while, it's going to reset the pitch and make it so that you require to hit more arrows.
1, 2, 3, 4.
After a while, though, one thing that you will notice, I'm not sure if I'm going to get to that or not, is there's a certain sound that you may hear when you press A, and I'm not sure what that actually means.
1, 2, 3,
Is
4.
the problem. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's probably 8 arrows now. You need to be extremely careful. And this one speeds up
1,
less.
2, 3, 4.
What? I missed all of those? Well, I missed like 2 or 3.
1, 2, 3, 4.
So as you can hear, it doesn't speed up as much. It's more rounds of the same thing. I just want to get to the part where it resets for a 3rd time, because there's a certain sound. That took a while. I wasn't careful enough. I'm going to try to speed it up by not talking and focusing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on. It's not that hard, or at least not anymore, or not yet.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I mean, I could just cut to a faster round, I guess. Maybe I should.
1, 2, 3, 4.
'Cause it's not like Munchie Monk where the music changes speed. Just cut. Try not to lose all my arrows.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Is it using the alternate music already?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, it is. This is surprisingly hard. Just want to get to the point where it resets for the 3rd time.
1, 2, 3, 4.
speed this up.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Come on.
1, 2, 3, 4.
There we go. That. What does that mean? I don't understand. And this is what kills me most of the time because I don't know what that means.
1, 2,
Whoa.
3, 4.
Those coin noises, if you pay attention, it actually has even more detail to it. Listen.
1,
That
2,
is so
3,
cool.
4.
I'm gonna see how far I can get, but I'm gonna cut again. I'm gonna cut to a faster level.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Speech unmuted. FaceTime 2 notifications. Decline button. Press decline button. Dolphin 5.010. Speech muted.
Oh my god, it's getting very hard. Okay. god. When is it gonna reset again?
1, 2, 3, 4.
This is very hard.
1, 2, 3, 4.
No, 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 no.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay. Come on. Can you get slower again?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh my god, that was close as hell. I must have missed a huge amount.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, does it just stay there? Is it just getting harder by making me hit more things?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, I think it is. It just stays at the same tempo and doesn't really do much. That's annoying.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Does it just go on forever? Because in that case, I'm just gonna die. Because I don't really want to keep doing this.
1, 2, 3, 4.
What? I'm just doing it the wrong way on purpose. I'm losing all my arrows. There. So yeah, it just keeps doing that forever, I think. So that was Lady Cupid. As I said, it gets quite boring after a while. I didn't think it would end like that. I thought it would actually reset again, but no, it's not. This last one is the Japanese exclusive one because it's kind of like a comedy show. It's weird, but it's the reason why it was not in Japanese, I mean not in English, is because the jokes that they use are like really weird, and they would not be able to translate those into English. At least that's what some people think, and I think I have to agree because I've read the English translation of some of them, and they're just weird. So yeah, but this gets very, very hard very quickly again. The way it works is there's two different types of cues. There's A. I think it's just A. Is it just A or is it A and B? I think it's A and B for the second one. I'll have to see. First one works like this. If you go hi, hi by pressing A twice. Yeah, like that. Now this other cue works like this. When you hear a certain part of a joke happening, and then after like that, oh, you have to do. You have to be O and A and B. Donai-ya-ne. Oh, come on. Donai-ya-ne. I don't actually know what that means, but it's cool, especially when it changes pitch, when it gets really fast. And this also has a really cool music track that really complements some of the rhythmic things that the person on the right says with the jokes. Okay, let's do this, see how far I can get. No, 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 no. So yeah, if you hear the whine, you have to go Donai-ya-ne. 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 I have no idea what exactly all these noises mean and what the visuals mean or anything. I'm just trying to play the game. It gets very hard after a while because these are all scripted, but after the while they'll get random. And this is another one of those games where if you mess it up once, you're out. No! Oh my god, that was close as hell. No, 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 no. And... Ooh, I like that. I like the little drum things. After a while, there's going to be one that is very, very long, straight of Donai-ya-ne. And that's where the scripted part ends. No, 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 and... Here we go. Oh my god. Ooh, that was hard. Okay, and this is where the random part starts, where anything can happen. See, it's shorter now. It changes pitch more often. And... That was really bad. I like how they use the punch sound from karate as the Donai-ya-ne thing. Thanks for that. I was actually on time. Donai-ya-ne. Donai-ya-ne.
The battery is almost full. 100% user level.
Oh my god, I don't think I've ever had this far.
カレーをバイオン
Ever.
猿が猿カレーをバイオンカエルがバイオン電話に電話タイが食べたいなスイカは安いかスイカは安いか
What? The same joke twice? I've never had to do that before.
いくらはいくらイカがバイオンプリンがバイオンラクダはラクダな猫がバイオンタイがバイオン布団が吹っ飛んだ布団がバイオンプリンがバイオンチャイナにチャイナ猫がバイオンカレーはカレー雨って雨な布団がバイオンカエルがバイオン猫が寝転んだ
That one was the hardest one yet, and I've never been this far up.
メガネにはメガネスイカはバイオン布団がバイオントイレにバイオン
How far does it go?
廊下で語ろうかトイレに行っといるさいよみなさいトナカイは大人かい魚かなバイオンお金はお金
No.
チャイナにバイオンプリンがバイオン相手にバイオン
Oh my god.
廊下で語ろうか
That was
トナ
close.
カイはバイオンチャイナにバイオンタイが食べたいなトイレに行っといる
And
カレーはカレータイに行きたい鶏肉が鶏肉サイよバイオン雨って雨なチャイナにバイオン紅茶がバイオン猫が寝転んだ
this is really hard. Come on.
お金はバイオン電話にバイオンイカがバイオンメガネにはバイオンお金はバイオンカエルがバイオンプリンがたっぷり魚かなまさかな
I just pressed A and B. Frig me. Well, that was fun. Manzai Birds is one of those games that just being the one that I have played the least is actually really fun. If you're playing the English version, the game gets replaced, and the first game, instead of being Wake Up Caller, is just Mr. Upbeat, which is like an improved version of what the first Endless game in Rhythm Tengoku was. It's basically the same as Lady Cupid, except it's like a metronome. It's nothing special. It's not like this at all. So, Endless Games was done. And now all we need to do to talk about is the classic games, the ones from Rhythm Tengoku. And I think I better do this because there's not much time left and I don't really want to... Oh my god, it's lagging. No. Okay, so Rhythm Tengoku updated games, there's 4 of these, and the 4th one I think requires 50 medals. I'm not actually sure. So, let's play all 4 of them, and I'm not going to explain any of the rules. If you want, you can watch my Rhythm Tengoku playthroughs. This is the Clappy Trio. With updated music, of course. It's really cool. I like this version of the music a lot. No. It's also the same one used in Rhythm Heaven Megamix. I like how they're using the same snare drum, actually. That's a really nice touch. Yeah. I also like the panning, how it pans. If you do decide to do the tutorials for this, by the way, they are using the same tutorial music.
The battery has
just
charged to
remixed.
100%. No.
And this also gives you a rating, but it's not medals or anything. It's just for fun. No. So that was superb. You can't get perfect attempts on this either, so it's nothing special. Then it uses the same music as well. Okay, next one on here is Sneaky Spirits. Now this one's gonna be fun because I've not done it in a while. I'm not sure how the tutorial works on this one, but I'm not gonna find out. Here we go. 2, 3, and... One side effect is how much the music needs to... yeah, do that. Sounds really bad, but it does that. 1, 2.
The battery is fully charged.
Thank you, I don't need to know. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. And 1, 2, 3. Ooh, that was hard. No, 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 no. And we're done. And at this point, it doesn't actually continue the loop, it does this instead, which is pretty cool. I think the same thing happened in Megamix, because it's using the same music. Because all these games are in Megamix as well. Okay, next one is Power Calligraphy. This one's gonna be really fun. This remix I like the most, I think. Actually, I like all of them, but this one's really cool. One thing I wish they would have brought back was the echoes that it did while doing one of those things, the hoo, 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 hoo. Those. Is it just me, or are there no echoes on that one? Could be wrong. I just can't hear them. I don't know. No. Here we go. And white. All these are just pressing A. There's no A and B on these at all. And they have the same fail sounds as well, just updated. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, and why? And 1, 2, and then we have this. That last noise was actually cut off in the original version because it had to fade out before it did that, which is really cool because it's in the data. I've heard the original track, but it always cuts off at the end of the original game because it's supposed to fade out. That's really annoying because I never get to hear that until this game came out 6 years later. Okay, last one, Talk Trial. This one's gonna be really fun. This one is, out of the games themselves, it's probably the trickiest in terms of inputs, but it's also my favorite game. One thing about this music, though, is that it has a little bit of a swinging rhythm to it that the original may not have had. I'm not sure. Listen. I'm not sure if you can tell, but it has a little bit of a swinging rhythm to it. It's like a... I don't know how to describe it. I don't think the original had that. Look, no! 3, 4. And and 1, 2. No. Oh crap, I missed that. No! Come on. Get it right. 1, 2. And 1, 2, 3. No. What the heck? And wee boom. Yeah. Nudge. Nudge. Superb. So yeah. That was that. That was the classic games, or rhythm tengoku games, or whatever you decide to call them. So yeah, I think we're done. I've had a lot of fun recording this, and I've had a lot of fun messing around with it. So, we've done the cafe, we've done the rhythm toys, the endless games, and the classic games, and I've already showed off Night Walk in episode 7. So the only thing left are the 2-player endless games, and that's it, I think. And the and that last thing with the perfect attempts. So I'm gonna focus on getting some of those in the next few days. Maybe when I'm in Greece I'll be able to have enough time to do that. I'm not sure. But yeah, this was really fun to record, and until next time, I guess, I'll see you guys later.
Speech up, space, yes button, triggers the action, empty table. Audio hijack, finder, audio hijack, quick nav on. Quick record.